I've lived here for 4 years. This month is actually 4 years. And it's the best place I've ever lived. All right, we'll start with the kitchen. I'll take you where I can take you. I love Michigan, obviously. I also really like beer and good alcohol and imbibing in that. This was a shelf that my grandpa and I built. So these are very much my prized possessions, which is pretty great to love where you live, I suppose.
So I did music from when I was young. I really like to sing, and so that was one of my dream jobs, was to be a singer. I would write songs, but I didn't tell anyone. I was really embarrassed, and I would illustrate the songs, and they were almost word for word Britney Spears songs. And so when I got to Pittsburgh, yeah, it was very much a private, very embarrassing secret. So yeah, when I started at Pittsburgh, it took off really quickly. I was really embarrassed, and then as soon as I got my ukulele, basically, and I realized I could play way more chords than I could on guitar and everything, it just took off, and I could do so much more than I thought.
Cool, we're live. Well, welcome, physical people. Welcome, digital people. This is Jess. We're here tonight. We're here to listen to some good music, play some good music for y'all. It's gonna be Jess and Shay Park. We're gonna go to a video now, a video that we took a little bit earlier. We visited Jess in her living room and got to know her a little bit. So we're gonna watch that, and then we're gonna come back and hear some songs from her.
Sounds good. Well, when you asked me where I wanted to film this, the first place she's gonna freak. The first place I thought about was my house. Go up, go on. And this is actually Peta's house. This is her introduction. I've lived here for 4 years. This month is actually 4 years. And it's the best place I've ever lived. All right, we'll start with the kitchen. I'll take you where I can take you. I love Michigan, obviously. This is probably one of the first times I picked up a real guitar. So that's me when I was a little baby. This was a shelf that my grandpa and I built. So these are very much my prized possessions. And so I got into the music scene here before I ever even had a job. So yeah, the music scene here has been my #1 home. It's just changed everything. And I recorded an album, and I have an EP, and I'm in a band, and it's just, my life has been transformed by the music scene here, which is pretty great to love where you live, I suppose. Oh yeah, this is Pete Olympics.
Cool. Well, welcome back in. You just learned a little bit more about Jess, a little bit about Peta, but we're gonna hear some music. So Jess, go and take it away.
Cool. this bag of words, having trouble finding meaning. Too much hopeless heart, I can forget it all. We were barely 21, we were only 21. Now I'm swimming through this bag of words, and this isn't how I'm feeling. Well, I'm up, I'm down, I'm turned around. Was she really worth it? We were barely having fun. We were only having fun. Da da da. Now I do believe that we have made some mistakes. Some still pointing fingers while the rest are left to linger. But I'll admit I wouldn't take it back. I'm digging through this bag of words. These verbs so unappealing. Well, I'll just sit tight and you'll turn right. You're still my navigator. We were barely on the run. We were only on the run. Now, I do believe that we have made some mistakes. Some still digging ditches while the rest are pulling stitches. But I'll admit I wouldn't take it back. And I'll admit I wouldn't take it back. Woo! For relief, and we're drifting slowly towards defeat. Yeah, we'll all inhale for relief, and we're drifting slowly towards defeat. Yeah, we'll all inhale for relief, and we're drifting slowly towards defeat. Yeah, we'll all inhale for relief, and we're drifting slowly towards defeat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I'm searching through this bag of words. Now I'm digging through this bag of words. Now I'm swimming through this bag of words. And I do believe that we have made some mistakes. But there's nothing that this bag of words can't take, can't take. Thank you. Right on. Thanks. I love that you just have a beer just chilling in your lap.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have a beer just chilling.
I sure do. You told me I could, so yeah. Here I am.
We can. Mm-hmm. We can and we shall.
Can and we shall.
Want to keep rolling?
Yeah, man. We'll keep rolling. Just put on some new strings, so give me a second. This place is really cool. For those of you who are watching, you can just move your phone around and you can see some things because it's in 360. You can see the audience, wave hello to the five people out there.
I'm gonna chime in. This is like a practicality thing as well.
Yeah.
It's like if you get tired of holding your arms up like this, you can also just like swipe around and see what's going on too. Because I tried watching like one of the first streams we did. I was sitting there like this and then like realized 30 minutes after the fact that I could have literally just been
You don't have to hold it up here?
Exactly. You can.
That's
cool
a good lesson. Yeah, it is. It is. It's a good lesson. All right. And for those of you who are watching who know me and have seen me play, I never sit down. So this is very new to me unless I'm in my living room, but this is much like a living room, and I'm appreciative of it. So this is great. Well, I swear I don't know Jesus. Sometimes I hear his guns. So bring on the masses. And bring in my reinforcements to show them how it's done. And all we can really offer now is love, is love, is love, is love, is love, is love, is love. Well, I can't see my bad side. Things only look good from here. And I won't take you for granted. Bring in my inhibitions. Take me as I am. 'Cause all we can really offer now is love, 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 is love. Don't come between me and my army. We have more words than you have guns. You can let me down, but don't mislead. We have more words than you have guns. We have more words than you have guns. We have more words than you have guns. Thank you. Thank you.
That's two in a row that like there's a heavy emphasis on like swimming through words, or like we have more words. Is that like a trope that you find yourself like using a lot? Like what, like kind of what does that mean to you?
No, I really appreciate that question because I feel like when it comes to songwriting, and especially for me lately, I just feel like it's all about going back to your roots, you know, and like what you know, and you just start to compare yourself to so many other people and so many other things, and you just have to like stick with what you love and what you know. And so the Bag of Words song, I mean, I wrote that a while ago, a few years ago, but at that time I was going through some ridiculous writer's block, and I actually have a physical bag of words. It's a backpack that I've been carrying around for over 10 years with lyrics in it. And I went back to that, and that's kind of what that was about, just being in my old band and playing with my buddy Jay and back in Michigan. And the second one, though, that one is more about, I'm not, like, I'm a political human in life, very much so, but I don't write about political stuff very often. And so that was just like a kind of a response to just some bullshit, you know what I mean? That's if I can say that. Well, I can't. So that's kind of what that was, but I appreciate the you noticing the, you know, the pattern.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
A songwriter that knows that words are powerful. I suppose it was like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm never sleeping.
Absolutely. Well, it's really interesting. So today is this very special day because it is the 5th year anniversary that I've moved to Pittsburgh from Michigan. I wore my Detroit Red Wings hat as a salute to Michigan, but I knew the music community here before I knew anything else, and before I even had a job. And I never, even though I always have written songs for a very long time, I never considered myself a songwriter. It was very strange until very recently. Like, I am a songwriter, I am a musician, and so that's been a really interesting thing to discover in yourself so much longer after you start actually playing music.
Yeah, longer after you actually were. Like,
Yeah.
you actually were, but, like,
Yeah.
you just gave yourself that, like, after the fact, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
You want to show us something else?
I sure do. Thanks for giving me some time to tune.
Thanks for tuning and giving me some time to sip my
I'll give you time to sip your beer, whatever you need.
It's an empty now.
Lips never go still. Bring my hands to life, cracked and pale. With her by my side, she's not to feel. But my love grew today, and the only reason I'm awake is 'cause I miss you. I miss you. Who was all I need? So take the time to comfort me. And these lungs of mine been incomplete. But my love grew today, and my love grew today, and the only reason I'm awake is 'cause I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Couple more.
Sorry.
It's all good. Couple more?
Yeah.
All right. I prepared originals. Cheers to you at home. Cheers to you with your empty beer.
Yeah.
Cheers to y'all. I was down, I was low, and she was still in love. But the nighttime was no match for us. And you changed my day, you changed my world. With your brown eyes, my blue skies, we own the outcome. And what about love? Ain't that enough? And what about us? Slow down, my love. Stay away from the noise. Slow down, my love. 'Cause we need a restart. We need a kickstart. I hold tight to your words, so speak up, love, and pretend that the nighttime was no match for us. You changed my day, you changed my world. With my brown and your blue skies, we own the outcome. And what about love? Ain't that enough? And what about us? Slow down, my love. Stay away from the noise. Slow down, my love. 'Cause we need a restart. We need a kickstart. We need a restart. Thank you.
I like that one a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thanks. One more for you?
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming out and sharing your songs and stuff.
I appreciate you asking me. This is really freaking cool, and a lot of people need to know that this exists, and this is so much fun. I'm having a blast.
I'm super
So,
glad.
yeah,
I am too.
this is great. You got popcorn and friends, and that's all you need, right? I think so.
I burnt myself with that popcorn earlier.
You
Pretty
made a
bad.
couple bags, and I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna have to intervene.
I pulled it out and tried to take it out a little bit too quick, and the oil splashed on my shorts and on my leg, and
I might be the oldest person here, and I felt like I needed to intervene.
that's fair.
All right. It's my last one.
Yeah.
So hang around, y'all, for Shay and for Will. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I wanna be myself. wanna be in love. Came in like a lion, went out like a light. Let me down and let me die. Gone without a warning. You've really lost your way. And when did compromise become sacrifice? Let me down and let me die. Let me down and let me die. Have you ever wrapped your arms around an empty space? And who can contain this little flame? Have you ever wrapped your arms around an empty space? And who can contain this little flame? Have you ever wrapped your arms around an empty space? And who can contain this little flame? Have you ever wrapped your arms around an empty space? Oh, who can contain this little flame? And who can contain this little flame? And who can contain this little flame? Little flame, little flame. Who can contain the little flame? And who can contain this little flame? And who can contain the little flame? And who can contain this little flame? Little flame, little flame. Who can contain this little flame? Thank you.
Thank you again, Jess.
Yes, thank you so much. This was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Stick around.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break to get Shay mic check. Shay is right back from a little tour she just came from, so I'm real pumped to hear some of her songs and talk a little bit about that. But yeah, stick around, go up, get some popcorn of your own, and then come back and hang out with us a little bit longer. We'll be right back.
About you constantly, I'm full of shame. So I did music from when I was like young. Like I really like to sing, and so that was one of my like dream jobs, was to be a singer. I would write songs, but I didn't tell anyone. I was like really embarrassed, and I would like illustrate the songs, and they were like almost like word for word Britney Spears songs. And so when I got to Pittsburgh, yeah, it was like very much a private, very embarrassing secret. So yeah, when I started at Pittsburgh, it took off really quickly. I was really embarrassed, and then as soon as I got my ukulele, basically, and I realized I could play way more chords than I could on guitar and everything, it just like took off, and I could do so much more than I thought. Just get married if we're going to fight. I think it still took me a really long time to get to this point, which is that I feel like I'm good, and I say that and I tell people I'm good, and when people ask me if I'm in a band, I'm like, yeah, I'm in a band and we're really good and you should look us up and listen to us and everything. It took me a while to be here, but yeah, that was definitely the turning point, because for me it gave me a lot of self-worth when I felt really just horrible and like, you know, unlovable and ugly and awful about myself. There are people who are at least willing to listen to my music, and that definitely changed like my life, you know.
Cool. We're back in here. We got Shay Park here. She's about to play some songs. First, though, I want to shout out Studio Me real quick. Studio Me is where we do this. They're like a self-guided studio space. You can come in and basically shoot professional grade, or basically you could use their equipment, use their spaces. This is their studio space. It's kind of like a self-guided film studio. So definitely shouts to them. But yeah, got that. This is Shay Park. Really good musician in Pittsburgh for now. For now. But Shay, you wanna play some music for us?
Yeah, take it away. Note to self, put this in a time capsule. Swallow it and keep it in your throat. August 15th, you met somebody you had already met before, and you remembered how to fall in love. Not the kind that's over in just 3 days, or the kind where you fake it till you never make it, but the kind that you had that one time a while ago. Whoa, guitar.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a really old song. I should say that I almost never play solo sets. I haven't done one in a couple months. So this is kind of scary. I'm in a band called Soda Club, and this is actually a Soda Club song that I'm going to play. I'm going to play it a little differently. I've been trying to convince them to play it this way, so
maybe this will do the trick.
You guys should tell them that it sounds really good and that this is definitely better than whatever other way we would play it. Donna bought another crop top. It's September. She's kinda in denial about seasons and the weather and money in her bank account. It's not getting better, and neither are her sleeping habits, but she's like, whatever. So I got up on the wrong side of the bed. Don't mean that you can talk to me like that. Bobby goes to therapy twice a month. This week's about the fight he had with his mom. His therapist told him he did a good job at saying what he needed to, 'cause it's hard when it's his mom. So I got up on the wrong side of the bed. Don't mean that you can talk to me like that. So I got up on the wrong side of the bed. Don't mean that you can talk
you said that's a Soda Club song?
Yeah. Yeah. So I write the songs, but I definitely feel like certain songs are more of Soda Club song, and then other songs I'm like, this is gonna be my song,
Right.
or something like that. Just because I think, especially, we've been together for 2 years now,
Right.
and we have like a pretty specific sound, and I feel like I've been able to write more for that instead of just writing whatever and showing them whatever and kind of trying to mold it to fit us. It's like I feel like I can more naturally be like, yeah, this is definitely going to be a Soda Club song.
Yeah.
Which was definitely what this was like. As soon as I wrote it, I was really happy to do it with them. But yeah, there's like a swing to it, which we'd been playing it really straight. But I'm like, no, it's so much better with the swing. So
I would
working on
agree.
it.
You play like so
Yeah.
I woke up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Right, exactly. I like the swing more than but they like the rock beat, especially the drummer's really into the rock beat.
She's right, guys. She's actually right on this one. So please.
The sax player's on my side, so it's 2 versus 2 right now.
You got the soul and the song, right? So you
you
need to get the heartbeat behind it.
Exactly.
And the floor.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, okay. So this next song is a me song. It's not a Soda Club song.
So you say me songs, right?
Yes.
I just want to kind of draw that distinction. Like where can people expect? Because I think it's kind of interesting what you're doing, like with your me songs.
Yeah.
Right now, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe you can talk about that after you play. You want to like play and then.
Yeah. Well, I can play, and then maybe I don't know if there'll be a huge difference. Yeah, I'll just talk about it after.
Cool.
And I cried, and I danced, and I cried, and I screamed like somebody died. I felt like I did, and I was born again. Oh no, not again. Don't you know I just can't take these regrets? They're written in my DNA, the words my mama liked to say about how I'm no good and I cannot be saved. Maybe tomorrow, not today. Take your sorrow far away. If you pity me, I'll be gone before you wait. 'Cause I am weak, but I am sharp. It don't take strength to cut through bars. Just vicious persistence and a silver tongue. Yes, I danced and I cried, and I never felt so lonely till you told me I'd be alright. Yeah, I screamed, but I didn't bite. Oh, they say you gotta have the dark if you want the light. Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh.
Cool.
Yeah. So to talk about, I guess, what I don't think there's like a clear distinction between what I would say is like a song that I want for myself and a song that I would put for my band. But like that song that I just played was definitely written out of like necessity, and that it was written around actually my birthday this past year. I always have really bad times around my birthday, just bad luck. So having a really bad birthday, feeling really upset. And so that was a song that I just like had to write to not feel so upset about it. Whereas the other song was more of a typical song that I write, which is that I have kind of, you were talking about like a bag of words. I mostly have this like notes app in my phone where I write down different sentences. And then eventually those sentences will become songs. I don't think there's very few I feel like that have been totally abandoned. Like they almost always end up
Right.
coming to them, even if like it's years later, and stringing them into a song. So yeah, the song about it's called Crop Top Season, but the getting up on the wrong side of the bed and all that. That chorus was that just like phrase popped into my head. The chorus, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And I just kept singing it over and over again, and then I kind of wrote around that. But yeah, that was less of like a song that I like needed to like express something, and more just like I'm hearing this, and I think this sounds good, and I think I could make something kind of interesting,
Right.
cool out of it. And those tend to be like the quirkier ones and like the cuter ones. And I was talking earlier off camera about how Soda Club is kind of like a quirky, cute band, which is great, and I love us so much. I think we're really great. But I definitely sometimes feel a little boxed in by that. And so the song I just played, like I'm saying, is like really heavy for me. And so it's harder to be like, all right, let's put a, cool sax riff and like a little dancey beat to that, because it definitely wasn't how I felt when I was writing it, and not really what I wanted it to turn into.
Right.
So I would say that's the difference. I do still share them. Yeah. I'm very much into sharing my lyrics, and also just like my personal life in general. Like I'm pretty open about. Like, so I post all my like demo stuff on Facebook on my personal page. So definitely all my friends see it, and then yeah, I'm like happy to play it at shows. It's kind of like out of context at shows too, which is like a little bit of a barrier. But I also kind of, which we talked about too, is like I wish I could actually explain what all my songs are about.
Yeah.
Just because I think I'm so interested in hearing that about other people, too. And so,
Right.
yeah.
It's kind of like a part of the current experiment, I guess. Because
Yeah,
like I see
right.
like you post the kind of the songs you self produced, the little
Right.
demos. Like you post those on your Facebook. Like you posted those little like blogs and like
Yeah,
covers
right.
and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I'm very interested in doing that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another heavier song, but it's much older. Yeah, this is a song that I think I don't think anyone who like knows my solo music would really know it, but it was on an EP I released right before I left for Japan when I went to go study abroad, so I was in college. And it was actually, this is like really, I'm gonna just talk about it.
Go for
But
it.
this is like kind of, I guess like intense, but it was about a really negative experience I had with a guy who I felt like really pressured by, and like later found out that he had done it to other women too, so I wasn't like the only one that had experienced his behavior. And at the time I had like tried to play it off in my mind that it was like I was just making it a bigger deal than it was. And so this song was me kind of trying to almost rewrite what happened. And then when I listened to it, when I've listened to it like a year later and had kind of processed it and was like, wow, that was actually like a pretty bad experience, and not my fault. I was like mad that I rewrote it, but in a way it seems more sarcastic now, like
Right.
years on. It's been like 5 years or something.
Right.
So I like this song a lot. I haven't played it live in probably like 3 or 4 years though, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's called Furniture and Meat, which is the name of an Adventure Time show. Or
Oh, okay.
episode. Which I try to make a joke out of everything, which I like, again, I was mad at myself for making this a joke, but now I'm like, no, this is how I had to do it at the time. Never felt so much like a piece of me till that night in your living room in front of the TV. You didn't mean it that way, and I wanted it. I just want to complain. I'm inconsolable. I can't feel happy. Realizing you can't get everything you want can be devastating. The sight of my furniture makes me sick. Nightmares come to life and they settle in my stomach. But I got my legs back, so it must be okay. Once I'm back to the beach house, I'll be over and far away. Hey, 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 hey. I'm inconsolable, I can't feel happy. Realizing you can't get everything you want can be devastating. I'm inconsolable, I can't feel happy. Realizing you can't get everything you want can be devastating. I told everyone I wanna take a road trip, but really I just wanna take a sip of hey, I'm inconsolable, I can't feel happy. Realizing you can't get everything you want can be devastating. I'm inconsolable, I can't feel happy. Realizing you can't get everything you want can be devastating. Yeah, it's way more intense to play that song when I talk about what it's about.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't too much for anyone. Thank you.
No, that was good.
Yeah, I like that song. I should play it more often.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for letting me be in a safe space to talk about it. Anyway. I'm gonna end on a happier note. I planned out a set list because I knew that was gonna be a lot, and then this is better. So the first song that I played tonight was about, this is my last song. The first song I played was written at a time where I was really, really sad. I just got dumped, and it was a big old bummer, and I thought I was never going to be happy again, but then I thought I was going to be happy again. Like, intellectually, I knew I was going to be happy again, which is cool that I knew that, because that, I think, sustained me through a lot of being really sad. And then this song I wrote really recently, and it's about how I am happy again. I did love again, which was great. And it's actually kind of about me moving away, which I will be doing soon. At the end of the summer, I'm going to be moving to Boston. And this song is also, actually, we just released it as Soda Club. So it's on the internet. It's called Anywhere. If you look up Soda Club, you can listen to the recording of it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. It's always awesome.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you to everyone out there on the internet. I know Alex is watching. That's my boyfriend. So hi, Alex. He already knows what this song is. Cool. All right. Oops, that's the wrong key. There we go. Oh, and also this song has falsetto in it. I'm always really embarrassed to sing it, but I'm just gonna do it because you're a great audience. All right. I hope I don't chicken out. I guess we're moving to the city. We decided on the phone when you called me from Miami at the party at the pool. I was sitting at the bus stop here in Pittsburgh. It was cold. It was too cold for the pool, but your tipsy voice made me warm. I would go anywhere with you. I would go anywhere with you. I would go anywhere with you.
guess you fell in love with me. You told me on the phone after 2 weeks and 6 dates, that's all it took for you to fall. And I was sitting in the basement, and on the tip of my tongue, I love you too. I would go anywhere with you. I would go anywhere with you. I would go anywhere. We're moving to the city. Wish it could be somewhere warm, but you told me you'd go wherever I got into grad school. I would go anywhere with you, and you would go anywhere with me. We would go anywhere to be together. I would go anywhere with you. I would go anywhere with you. I would go
That falsetto was so good too.
Thanks.
Like it was so like I could tell that you were like a little nervous to do it, but it made it like that much better because it was so. You guys know what I mean? It was so good.
Oh wow,
Oh.
thanks. Thank you.
Thank you for playing for us,
Thank you
Shay.
for having me. This was really, really great. I'm definitely gonna tell all my friends. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So that was. I mean, I could ask y'all to clap. Can we do like a 5-person clap? Yeah. Y'all can clap behind your computers or phones at home if you want, and be crazy people at the bus stop. But I'm a little bit in my feels right now, to be honest.
Oh.
I am, cause like I feel like I just saw very like authentic parts of both of you, and it's like whenever Elliot and I like started this, which I mean you actually did the first one, the eggnogs
Right, I
and
was
Utes
there.
one.
Yeah, the Christmas one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when we started that, it was like, I mean, like for me, like the whole thing was like I just want people to be able to like come in here with something that like and just be what they are and like have a set that reflects that. And like for me tonight, seeing both of you do that and like bring that and I don't know, like I am a little bit in my feels at the moment. So basically I'm gonna get that sorted. We're gonna go on break for a little bit, and then when we come back, me and Jeremy are gonna do a set. We're gonna do a PM Mirror set for you, and yeah, that's what we're gonna be getting into. So see you in a bit.
Thanks.
I'm just kind of going. These are my notes. This is my daily. This is how I try to keep things done. I basically have my list of things prioritized, and at the end of the day, hopefully all these things are check marked. Right. This is basically my goals broken down to a day-to-day basis. And I got my calendar. Right. It's interesting because I kind of had writer's block. And did not know what type of a video to make because I was paralyzed somewhere between structure and abstraction. So I figured the best first step would be to just turn a camera on and start doing something, because that way I won't be completely paralyzed. Even if this doesn't end up being what the intro video is, at least I know I've started something. And when I watch this back, there's probably going to be some obvious things, some obvious reasons it won't work, or some obvious things that if touched up would make it work. And from there, I'll have an intro video. So basically, I'll try to pick some kind of a structure out of this video, like out of this idea. I'm in editor mode right now. I got these headphones on. Okay, so basically, it was one clip. I had taken the one clip that I shot, threw it in iMovie. I was watching it back. The first thing I did was I made this intro. I'm probably gonna like add a beat and add some music kind of beneath that, and then that's gonna turn into like the music that's kind of behind the rest of the video, and I think that's a good idea. So we'll see how the structure applied to the chaos of my one take video works. Just turn the camera on and start doing something, because that way I won't be completely paralyzed. Even if this doesn't end up being what the intro video is, at least I know I've started something. And when I watch this back, there's probably going to be some obvious things, some obvious reasons it won't work, or some obvious things that if touched up would make it work. And from there, I'll have an intro video. So basically, I'll try to pick some kind of a structure out of this video, like out of this idea. Cool.
I think I've had enough. I might get a little drunk. I'll say what's on my mind. I might do a little time, 'cause all of my kindness is taken for weakness. Now I'm 4 or 5 seconds from wilder. We got 3 more days till Friday. I'm trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would die. Yeah, that's all I want. Woke up an optimist. Sun was shining, I'm positive. I heard you were talking trash. Hold me back, I'm about to spaz. Yeah, about 4 or 5 seconds and wilder. We got 3 more days till Friday. I'm trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would drive. Yeah, that's all I want. And I know that you're up tonight, thinking how could I be so reckless? But you call about 1,000 times, wondering where I've been. And I know that you're up tonight, thinking how could I be so selfish? But I just can't apologize. I hope you can understand. If I go to jail tonight, promise you'll pay my bill. See, they wanna buy my pride. I swear I wish somebody would drive. Yeah, that's all I want.
Is that lyric, I swear I wish somebody would drive, or I swear I wish somebody would try? I've never known.
I've never liked it when you sang it.
I like that song a lot. I feel like I can relate to that a lot. That's like a oh, screw it, I'm gonna drink a little bit song. And this is a country song I wrote. Try.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, right. Well, maybe she's saying I wish someone would drive so I can responsibly get home.
Yeah. Can we get an
So this is a country song that I wrote a couple years ago. It's just for fun. My set list tonight is I had this whole thing planned out, like this whole theme about like structure versus just winging it, and I had this very structured theme that was like, this song is supposed to represent structure and this song is supposed to represent winging it. But I ended up literally just being like, no, I'm gonna like make a set list a couple hours before, and Jeremy and I are gonna practice it and do it. So I guess I tended more towards the free flow side of it. But anyways, this is a country song that I wrote, and I like it.
Hey God, it's me again. Your pal, your son, your friend. Been a bit, but can we shoot the shit for a second? Sorry for the state of my French, but I reckon you know an honest man. I wake up every day and I work my life away. I'm down on my aching knees. God, my buddy, I'm begging you, please. If you're looking for a soul to save, then you could hook me up with a truck and a trailer, a big old house in a Carhartt Taylor, a wet bar by my personal pool. God, buddy, will you make my pockets full? Oh, yeah. Stare at them same old stars. Yeah, I've been working hard, and I'd save every penny if I didn't have to drink. But it's 5 hot days here week after week. Give me a brand new start. And hook me up with a truck and a trailer, a big old house and a Carhartt Taylor, a wet bar by my personal pool. God, buddy, will you make my pockets full? I promise you, God, that I damn well deserve it. Do it for your son, for your humblest servant. Well, I work so hard for you. God, buddy, will you make my pockets full? Make my pockets full.
Yeah. So obviously that first song was a Kanye song. I'm also gonna do, I got 2 covers tonight. This is my second one, and this is a old Demi Lovato song actually. I've been streaming on Twitch a lot lately. Just got to an affiliate status on Twitch, which means I can actually start making some money on it, which is cool. People can like subscribe to me and stuff. But I play this song on there all the time because I don't know. I guess it puts people in their like high school feels maybe.
Before I fall too fast, kiss me quick, but make it last, so I can see how badly it will hurt me when you say goodbye. Keep it sweet, keep it slow, Let the future pass, but don't let go. 'Cause tonight I could fall too soon under this beautiful moonlight. But you're so hypnotizing. You got me laughing while I sing and smiling in my sleep. And I can see this unraveling. Your love is where I'm falling, but please don't catch me. See, this heart won't settle down, like a child running scared from a clown. I'm terrified of what you do. My stomach screams when I look at you. Run far away so I can breathe, even though you're far from suffocating me. I can't let my hopes too high, 'cause every hello ends with a goodbye. But you're so hypnotizing. You got me laughing while I sing and smiling in my sleep. And I can see this unraveling. Your love is where I'm falling, but please don't catch me. If this is love, please don't break me. I'm giving up, so just catch me.
Yeah. That was like 10th grade Will would not have passed up that song on my shuffle, like in iPad. Like there were certain ones I passed every time, but that was one that like every time it came on, it was like, okay, Demi, all right, just pour my heart out over the soundscape.
It's interesting because 10th grade me would have. But
Yeah.
now, I would appreciate a lot more.
Probably. That whole album, her first album was like a really well written album, I thought. That like right when she was first starting to break from Disney. Yeah.
No, 10th grade. 10th grade you was how old? Yeah, for me, like I was 23.
Right.
24.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. It'd be like cut and like
Kind of weird.
yeah.
Cut and paste.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
yeah,
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Hey, Lovato, I didn't know her in high school.
yeah. That would be
Now, really, but.
yeah. I'm trying to think of like if that album floated into my world right now, like would I have had the same reaction to it?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So this is another song that I wrote.
Finally alone, you play on your phone. You're getting bored. This ain't how I planned it. Our perfect days don't look the same. And there is no way to make you say I love you, but I love you. Woo! Lay on your floor, baby, I'd give you more, but you're but I'm working on it. Tear down my life, yeah, I'm working on it. Is there some way to make you say I love you? None of these clothes feel familiar. I'm not saying things I like to say, even though it's nothing you asked for. I am not myself and you still haven't changed. I'm not your type, but I'm working on it. Rebrand my life while you don't even try. I'll give you my life, but you don't even want it. You're doing fine while the fantasy dies. And I'm not your type, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That one's not really like about like any personal relationship or anything. I'm pretty set away. Like I like you, honey, a lot. But like I've always kind of felt like with my music and stuff, there's always this like feeling of like I just want to be me without the bullshit and without the politics involved, without like the social standards involved. But it's like anytime you want to make it in music, you gotta find people who can help you make it in music, and like that involves playing that kind of game. And it's like I think this song was really about like that idea of like how much of myself am I able to like change and still be me in order to like try to cater to something that doesn't even want me, you know? So yeah, I don't know, like I think I've found like a much better balance with it, but that song definitely helped me figure out like, oh no wait, like if you just like it's not fair to anyone involved. Like it's not fair to the other person either, even within that song. Like the idea of like none of these clothes feel familiar. I'm not saying things I like to say, even though it's nothing you asked for. I'm not myself and you still haven't changed. So it's kind of like that idea of like it's nothing anyone else asked for. So what are you changing for? You know? Bit of a tangent, but I'm gonna close it out with another one of my originals.
I'm missing the water again from the shoreline. How am I aimless again? How am I trapped inside my mind? But here tonight, I'm telling myself it's gonna be alright. And alright. But here tonight, I'm telling myself it's gonna be alright. Now watch as the world passes by from the sidelines. I'm begging to lose all my pride. I found my soul and lost my mind, but here tonight it feels like anything that could go wrong might. But here tonight I'm telling myself it's gonna be alright. And alright. Alright. No. Oh. Now.
Yeah, cool. So that's the end of my set. Y'all want to come up and just sit for a little bit? We can kind of do like a debrief or whatever. Just that kind of talk about the night and then head out. So I'll just First of all, how are y'all feeling?
I feel great.
Good. Any thoughts on the night in general? I've like charted movies.
Feels like a talk show.
It does now. It kind of already felt like that a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is cool. 'Cause I wish, like I said, I was saying before, like I like to talk about my songs, but I think the worry is that no one's going to be too interested in what they're about. You know what I mean? So I try not to do it a lot.
Well, one, who gives a fuck?
Right.
And two, yeah, you'd be surprised how many people want to know.
Right. Yeah. No, because it's like I want to know, and I definitely feel like people do, but there's like definitely a subconscious. It's like it's not that I'm embarrassed of what I'm talking about, but the fact that I'm talking about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I say who the fuck cares, but
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way as you do. So
I feel like there's also a reality though to the fact of like if you're out somewhere live and like especially in a place like Pittsburgh where it's like if people are going out, like they're going out to like a lot of times they aren't necessarily out to see music unless like they know the band they're going for them and stuff. But it's like if you're in a place where it's like new to you and you're in front of fresh people, it's like that's kind of your first impression. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guilty of this all the time. Like as a human being, I literally will walk up to people and just be like, "Oh, so this is exactly what's on my mind right now."
Yeah.
But like, it's not always the best. Like,
Yeah. No. Right.
But like,
that doesn't work.
I mean, for some people it works and you have really interesting conversations. But like, the point I'm making is, like, I think it's really cool to have stuff where you're talking about it that if people are interested from that first impression, they can seek out on their own time to like look at it. It's like weird whenever it's a live setting because which it's really cool for like bringing the energy and like people are dancing to your songs, which are like the tippy top, the surface of who you are. But it's like if people want that depth, they kind of gotta search for it, find it, and then enjoy that content on their own. You know?
Yeah, I think that's really important. And the other thing, and I gleaned this from our conversation we were having earlier, is like your audience matters. And like you were saying last night, and same thing with me, we both had shows last night, and it was just not necessarily the space that we could talk about what tonight would be. You know, I'm in a band as well, and it's not the same. You can't talk about. It just depends on your audience and how they're gonna feel, and when you want to tell a story, like, are they gonna be receptive or not? So I think as a musician, you have to become adaptable to your audience as well as they have to adapt to you. And you have to kind of, it's a learning process to learn what your audience is feeling, thinking, what they want.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's so good for that too.
It's great.
Like
It's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
I feel like Pittsburgh's like a really cool incubator for like musicians.
Yeah.
I feel
It's a
like
good word for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any like, I guess just anything even about like flow? Anything about like, do you have any kind of feedback? I'm interested in kind of getting that all out. Yeah, just transparency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just felt great. Like, and I guess when I think of flow, I don't just think of the show itself, but I think of everything leading up to when we get here. I think of the back and forth, the you know, how much someone promotes you as well, and how excited you are as well as we are to do this. And I mean, you came to my house and you hung out with me and my dog, and you know, like you were in my home, and that was beautiful, you know. And I never hung out with you before, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I was telling my mom, I was like, I got these two guys coming over, which, you know, never happens, right?
Yeah.
But, to explain, like, what this process was, you know, I think that whole thing matters, and, that I felt very taken care of from start to finish, and beyond this, I know that we will be taken care of, and whatever that means. But so that's how I think of it. Anyway.
I'm really happy to hear that, because it's as much as we're both of us, Baltic and I, are very passionate about this, and that's like what you're saying is what we would hope to hear. But like the reality of the situation is like we are building this as we go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's important that like if that's genuinely how you feel, like that is very important to me. And if there is anything that kind of comes in between that, that's also very important for me to know, because I wouldn't want that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and be able to share the feedback is also really
Yeah.
important.
So,
Yeah, I would say that's exactly how I feel about it. Like what frustrates me at all is the fact that not every single person in Pittsburgh doesn't care about it, though. You know what I mean? Like that everyone should be. I feel like this should be way bigger than it is. Not to say that no one cares about it, but do you know what I mean? Like I'm like mad that not everyone cares about it. You know?
But yeah, you build a brand though, and I think it's catching on.
Time.
I also know
definitely
that
takes time.
tonight is a really big night for music. Just it happens to be the date where there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
But for people who don't want to leave their houses,
This
like,
is so great,
this
though. That's
is
the
so good. Yeah,
That's how I feel about it, and I think we were having this conversation too. Is that Pittsburgh is great, but that a lot of the times, in my experience, people have just been really wary of trying new things and meeting new people, which is probably not just a Pittsburgh thing. But like this is a weird thing. Like you were saying at the beginning, like it's weird. It's like this ball in the middle of the room that's blinking lights and has lots of little eyes around it. And you know the lights, and it is like a talk show, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like very strange. And so I think like trying to talk to people about it and promote it is like a difficult task.
yeah.
Even like telling my own band about it, they were just kind of like, oh, okay. And I kept saying, like, I'd bring up, like, yeah, Will. And who, Will? And I was like, Will, like this great guy that I keep saying is doing cool stuff. Like, pay attention, you know? And it's just, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Literally, truly nothing to do with you or how, like what you're doing. It's just like, man, I'm so impatient. I want everything right now, so I'm just like frustrated that not everything.
And that makes me think. The other thing I think sometimes in Pittsburgh, bands are separate from solo artists.
Yes.
And I don't think it needs to be that way.
Yes.
So other feedback I would give is like, I don't know, bring groups in here, figure out how to do that, but also bring in like folks of color and hip hop artists and spoken word and even comedy, right? Like there's
that'd be cool.
Because I know you see what you like and you're like, I want you to do this, and I think that's awesome. But you're one person who has one lens,
Right.
and I think you know who would we want to be on here? You know,
Right.
I just know that in my experience playing around town, like I like to play with women. I like to play with queer folks. I like to play with people of color. And that's how my band operates as well. And so I think that like that's also really important to put that out there, because there's not a lot of hip hop acts and in town, and rap acts and things like that kind of just they're like a sideshow almost. We treat them like a sideshow,
Totally.
but they need the same platform.
Exactly.
Yeah, I completely agree. I know our next stream is actually Ben. You're on the next stream, right?
What?
You're playing the next stream, right?
Yes.
It's Ben and a woman named Sierra Sellers. She's like like an R&B singer.
Yep.
And that's
Cool.
I'm very excited for that, because like I kind of see that same thing. Like there is a little bit of a weird divide.
Yeah.
I think from both sides as well. Like
Totally.
I think there's an idea of like maybe a hip hop show can't be played with an acoustic solo show or whatever. But like I've actually seen a lot of different groups like trying to kind of combat that too. Like I don't think I don't think the scene as a whole like is anti the idea of those being merged.
Correct.
You know what
But you just kind of feel like, well, if I'm a solo artist and playing an acoustic guitar, then someone else has to be a solo artist and play an acoustic guitar, and it does not have to be that way.
Well, so yeah, I was gonna say probably the same thing as I just went on a little weekend tour with Soda Club with BB Guns, which is like
Park Plan played with BB Guns, and they're just amazing human beings.
And Joel, if you see this, if you're watching, I'm so happy. I miss you already, because we bonded so much on tour. We just got back like a week ago.
That's amazing.
And always shout out forever to BB Guns. Love BB Guns. But yeah, so we're like a sax pop ukulele band, and they're like this hip hop duo. I don't think they're incompatible at all, but it's definitely like a juxtaposition. Yes. But we went on tour, and I think it honestly was great because it brought in different crowds that were both talented, right? So like people who weren't there for us still liked us, and people who weren't there for BB Guns still like BB Guns, and so it definitely was successful. It never felt weird. Never like we played a venue and it was like the room. People cleared the room because it was like, you know what I mean? Like definitely there was like weirdness going on, but that's just like tour. Right. No, so we went to the one bar in New York, and we came on first, and there weren't a ton of people there yet, and then BB Guns went on second, which I was really happy because there was more people in the bar, and they mentioned that they were from Pittsburgh, and there was like 5 people in the bar from Pittsburgh, and so they were like just staring at them the whole time, super into it, like going like woo, and they like came up after, and I was like so happy that they had that experience. But we also had like good experiences like that, so we each got something out of it, and it totally was great to have like
BB Guns are great.
I love BB Guns.
Yeah.
This is kind of an aside as well, but like it'd be really cool for like people to have those kinds of experiences in here as well. Like not that they don't, but like more of like.
You mean like a mashup?
I just mean like random people from Pittsburgh going into a bar expecting to hear music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
that
it's like
happens sometimes.
Right.
It happens occasionally.
Yeah.
But like it's like the
I see what
talent
you're saying.
is here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like the talent for someone to kind of stumble into a bar and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna download everything you have.
Right.
Like exists here.
I don't know if you have this experience, and other folks can speak to this too. When I came out with an album a year ago, and I collect CDs, like that. Obviously, my promo video had it, right? Like that's my medium, right? But not everybody does that. But also, not everybody does the digital thing, and not everybody's on Spotify. And so, like, what the fuck do people even want? So if they do walk into that bar, you know, and they hear someone, what do they want? Do they want a website? Do they want an email address? Do they want a CD? A digital download? I
thought about getting like a business card for Soda Club, just so that there's like some kind of
that's what I have, and
you know, collection of information. Because I don't know what they want. I don't know if they want my Instagram, because a lot of people are big on Instagram, and so we started an Instagram account and we just post crazy photos. But there's people who are really into that.
Can I try like I feel like what I'm getting is basically the idea of like for all the raw talent that's here, there might not necessarily be like a strong emphasis on providing tools to cultivate like the logical and like the logistical side of things. Is that like a fair?
Yeah, I think it's about crowdsourcing and asking folks what they want. Everyone wants something different. I mean, I'm all out of albums, and I was at this playing last night to a bunch of folks who were mostly over 50.
Right.
And I was like, do you want a digital download? Like, I
Right,
felt weird about
yeah.
asking, and some of them were like, yes.
Yeah,
But others were like, I don't know how to work my phone. So, you
Right,
know, like,
yeah, can't
so,
reach them.
like, what do you
Would
do?
they have wanted
Right.
CDs maybe?
Maybe.
So what my band
I
did
don't know.
is I was really just like doubtful, but we actually did cassette tapes. And I was
That's
like,
just
I didn't
cool.
want to do it, but because I was like, who has a cassette player? Like, who's gonna listen to this?
Hipsters.
And we sold. We're almost sold out. We have 2 left.
That's amazing.
And we got them in February. We only got 50, so it wasn't like they flew off the shelves. But I mean, we sold 50 in a few months, and I didn't think anyone was gonna buy them at all.
Yeah.
And so, and it's really big in Pittsburgh, cassette tapes. I have one, and I can't even listen to it because I don't have a cassette player. But like, you know, I kept one. But we put digital download codes in with each tape, so if you don't, it's still worth to buy it. But
you know, the vinyls are, you know, people are doing vinyl releases and coming out with those.
those are so expensive.
They're
though,
so
to get it done, like to get
Yeah.
it made.
But it's.
The tapes weren't bad.
I think Pittsburgh just has so much to offer, as we've been talking
Yes.
about, and I think, you know, I guess I don't know the answer to your question, but it's a good question. Like, what is the medium? What do people want, and how do we get that to them? But I honestly, I think one of the answers, and I'm a firm believer of open mics. I mean, there's so many around town, and I used to do it back home in Michigan, and that is just, I think that's where people stumble in, and they're like, what am I, it's a Tuesday night, what am I doing, you know? So I think getting folks to those is kind of getting that sample of a lot.
That's definitely one of the puzzle pieces, I imagine.
Yeah.
I like, for me, like, I just like keep coming back to the idea of like Pittsburgh has good musicians. Like, I feel like every Yinzer should know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody who like goes to a Pirates game at any point in the summer should like within the next year and a half, like, realize that like Pittsburgh has national level talent.
Our scene is amazing.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it absolutely does.
You don't have to be the person, you know, in cutoff jeans going to every single show that night. You know what I'm saying? You can be the person in a Pirates jersey and still realize, like, yo, there's really, really good musicians here.
Yeah.
But do you think that there's a culture of, and you all can answer this too, but is there a culture of misunderstanding local art and local musicians? I mean, I think the culture of that is really important. You know, we're so driven to Spotify and iTunes and MTV, you know, and maybe not anymore. I just dated myself, but we're so driven to these certain things, but not that local bar, you know, and going to the other side and listening. So I'm just wondering about the culture of local music and the way that we think about it.
I feel like society, I feel like we're used to having something presented to us instead of searching for something.
Right.
So,
Well, and exactly. No,
music
go ahead.
is
Yeah.
always, like, you go on YouTube, like, you know what's going on in, like, the stupid rap culture of, like, beefs and stuff like that, but, like, you don't know what's going on at your local bar because you don't care enough. Because it's
It's like a
energy-
community, like
It's
more
energy,
insular.
like, given to something that you're not sure what it is.
Well, that's what I was saying
Yeah.
too about this type of event, is that there is this weird barrier to getting to people to like jump in and join in because it's not normal,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not presented to them in a sense that it's not like the norm, you know, they won't typically encounter. So I feel like it's like, how do you even interact with something like this? Which is that you just watch it at home on your phone. But do you know what I mean? Like on a more
Yeah.
philosophical level, like how do you engage with this content?
Right.
Yeah, and I think there's like this weird, either not wanting to or not knowing to or whatever, fearing of trying something new.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I would say it needs time.
Mm.
Like, I'm an architectural student at Pitt, so I have, like, no time ever constantly doing all-nighters and stuff. And, like, when I end up looking, like, I was saying earlier, I was saying to you, like, I haven't been around this scene. Like, I haven't been with Will or Elliot or Bree for, like, a year.
Yeah.
Just haven't had time. It's not that I don't love music. It's just that when I'm going to class, I'm gonna look on my Apple Music's like playlist and say, oh, 2 seconds I'm there. That's the music that's giving me
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Whereas this, like, I had to drive and, like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Or, like,
Absolutely.
me going to a bar is like a night out, and it's like, oh, you're going to a bar, and the band's there, then it's there. But it's not like it's that. It's not. It's 15 minutes accessible compared to 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just
It's
like
so honest.
you can digest that quickly, and then if you don't like it, you hit next. But when you go to a bar, you know, you can't go to
You
another
can't.
bar. It's just
Yeah.
like drink a couple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's just that whole, like, we have in our culture is just so much, like, what can I fit in this time? Like, what's
Yeah.
impossible?
Yes.
No, that's
And-
very true.
I mean, I think that is such a great point, and it makes me think about growing up. I used to sit with my headphones on and on my dad's stereo and pop in a CD and listen to the entire thing 2 or 3 times while reading the lyrics. Right? Like, I don't even know how to read at that point,
Yeah.
but like that's what I would do. And we live in this culture now where it's like that single, that one song, but the whole album matters. The whole album means something. But people don't identify with that anymore for all the reasons that you're saying. And I'm not blaming anyone because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I have it, like I still have an iPod, but it's on shuffle, right? Like I've even gotten away from my roots of listening to a full album. And I think so often artists I can just speak in Pittsburgh are like, let's just put out that EP. Let's just put out that one song instead of that full length because it's more accessible. But the full length, it means so much, but it's quicker to do the single. It's quicker to do the EP.
Do you guys have an album that you can immediately think of that has changed your life? Like mine is Wilco Reservation.
Well, it's what? I'm sorry.
Wilco CD Yankee Hotel. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Yankee Hotel.
Yeah.
Fox. Yeah. Yeah. Yankee Hotel. Yeah. Oh my
I
God.
feel like that really describes a person, like the CD that they can immediately go to, like, that's me. That's the CD.
They were. I don't know if you. In the last few months on Facebook, people were like, "Here's my top 10 albums," and every day they would put one on there, and I loved seeing that.
Yeah.
But my friends who did it were all the same age. They're all
Right.
30 or older,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Who were able to put down a whole album, most of them, right? And so that I'm really glad you asked that because it makes me think about the fact that most of my friends putting those full albums are over 30, and not a lot of younger folks know, like, I love this album. This transformed me.
I wonder if younger kids do listen to albums and just, like, don't know younger kids.
My younger brothers give me recommendations for music all the time, and it's always full albums. And
Oh, yeah?
I'm always very, very surprised by
That's great.
what they're sharing. Younger brothers that are like now like 16 and 17.
That's my
That's-
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
the stuff they recommend is like, I'm like, dang, how do I not know that? These are good artists.
Right.
Kids
Yeah.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, my younger sister, she's a sophomore in high school. She does the same thing. So
I feel like there's a lot of. I think there's a lot of hope for it. Like I think for as much, I think both things are true. It's like I think any individual is kind of like, attempting to do something, attempting to do anything at all, no matter large or small, is going to look for fuel to have a reason to do it. And like a part of that is like music, a part of that is like film or like shows or whatever. Like you get inspired by the stuff you consume. So I think like I personally, I guess, have a lot of hope that like that element of humanity is like always going to be within like any generation. There's like always going to be a subset of people, that want to consume stuff and like let it brush up against what they are and like and react to it in that way. Does that make sense?
Totally.
But yeah, really good
This
conversation.
is so good. Yeah.
Do y'all wanna plug anything? Y'all wanna just plug?
I would love to. So right now, as we speak, there is an international music festival that's happening in Pittsburgh, and it's a Filter. It's PHILLTER, and it's a live looping festival and beatboxing festival. and it's going on 5 days. This is night number 2, or like this is like the big opening night. Tomorrow night, I'm hosting 2 stages at Hambones. One's at 7 p.m. for all female artists, and then at 10 p.m. I'm hosting another stage of other artists. Folks are coming from all over the world to Pittsburgh to be a part of this live looping festival. And I do have bracelets. If you want to talk to me about what that looks like, I can definitely hook you up. And then Saturday, I am playing at Howler's, opening for this awesome band called Go Go Gidget. It's their first show, and I'm so excited. It's a bunch of surf rock going on. And then next week, there's a CD release party for Sadie Friend, who's done this show in the past, and that's on June 9th. There's just so much good music. Just go on Facebook. You will find so much local music happening, but I'm going to plug that. I could go on forever, but I'll stop there.
Yeah, for me, I just want to say look at Soda Club, my band, because we are really good, and we definitely have a few shows left this summer, but I'm going to be leaving in July to go to grad school in Boston. But if you follow Soda Club's page, I'll definitely be posting more about what I'm going to do solo-wise, because I was always solo before I started Soda Club, and so I will go back to doing that. And I'm really excited. I'm working on an album. I've been writing an album, and my thing is I'm trying to get some nicer recording equipment so that I can just record it myself and produce it myself, and then kind of go from there. So that's my next step. So if you look at Soda Club's Facebook page, I'm going to be probably using that as like kind of a springboard for my solo stuff. And then, yeah, we have shows coming up. We're playing a farmer's market on June 9th during the day, Bloomfield Farmer's Market, if you guys know that at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll be there for like 2 hours in the hot, hot sun. Hopefully it's sunny. Actually, I don't want it to
Hopefully,
rain. That'd be worse. And then, yeah, we'll have a last show in July, but a few more before that. So I'm excited about what we're going to do. I'm really sad that it's coming to an end, but yeah.
Music never ends, though.
It
Your
doesn't.
journey will
it's
never
just a
end.
different form.
Season.
Also, check out our Instagram because we have good content. I think we're really funny. We mostly post pictures of each other doing silly things and embarrassing ourselves. So if you like that, then it's a Soda Club PGH Instagram.
Cool. I'll plug myself for a second.
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
I put out music as PM Mirror. That's the whole PM Mirror Presents thing. That music's on Spotify, Apple Music, working on an EP with Ben Nicholson, who does sound for us. So that's low-key a plug for him as well. And also just a thank you to him for doing the sound as well. I got a show coming up June 29th, right? June 29th. It's actually Jeremy's show. He is going off to LA at the end of the summer. Ridiculously good musician right here. And he's going to be headlining this show. I'm going to open up for him. It's at the Funhouse at Mr. Small's. That's going to be a really, really cool night. A lot of planning going into that one. So definitely want to push that. What else?
We're playing a show together.
Yeah, we're playing at Spirit.
July, is it 9th or 5th? Because I have
I wanna
show
say
on the 5th and the 9th. It's
9th.
one of those. Okay,
I want to
so
say it's
July
the
9th
9th.
at
Yeah.
Spirit.
Soda Club PM Mirror.
Yeah.
Spirit.
It's going to be good.
That'll be good. We got the next PM Mirror Presents, I believe, the 21st of next month. Like I said, that's Ben Nicholson and Sierra Sellers. So that's going to be a really good one. And there was something else I remember wanting to say that I forget what it was. Well, if it doesn't come to me within 5 seconds, that's dead air.
And you'll post it on Facebook.
Dead air. Yeah.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming and sharing
Thank
what
you guys
are.
as
This is
well
great.
for holding it down on the sound
Yeah.
and video.
And thanks for hanging out, everybody.
And thank you, the audience. What's up? What did you
Obvious. Valtech. Valtech is, I mean, Elliot does that. It's all VR content. It's all, he is the man behind the VR stuff, and he is, Valtech is available for basically opportunities. If you want to do a live stream show, if you want to do anything in 360, then you should definitely reach out to Valtech. Also, again, just want to thank Studio Me for letting us use this space. So I think that's all my plugs. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in.